Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
McChesney grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. It is Thursday. We have a lot to talk about. The world has gone absolutely fucking crazy, and we're going to talk about it as we get more people in the chat. We're going to talk football first. I just need everybody to know this morning that I don't know if I've ever been more disgusted as a father, as an American. Whether you're on either side of the line, if you're not fucking disgusted, you're the goddamn problem. So I'm going to try not to go off on a fucking tangent here about what's happening in our country and focus on football, which is really hard because who gives a fuck? I mean, for real, like this is some world-changing shit that's happening right now, and it seems pretty fucking juvenile and ridiculous to sit here and act like a goddamn football game on Friday night is more important than what's going on in this country and how divided we are and how fucked up everything is. So let's try and focus on the Houston Cougars and whatever else we talk about here before we jump into just how fucked we all are. So Bailey, let's go.
Happy Thursday, everybody. If you're watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member. A lot has transpired, unfortunate events. We will discuss here at the second half of the show. Sad times we live in. Seriously, that's all I'll say. We'll address it later on in the show. But we got to address all things Colorado Buffaloes football, as this is the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage, brought to you by the Believe Network, FanDuel, Game Time, and everybody else that helps and supports the show. Matt, let's dive into it here. We're going to dive into Colorado. I think it's a huge test for Colorado going down to take on Houston and Willie Fritz. It goes without saying. We still don't know who Colorado's quarterback will be, and that's fine. We're going to figure that out on Friday night. But, Matt, let's dive into Colorado's keys to victory against Houston. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Go ahead.
I think that the number one thing they need to do is just they need to be diligent and consistent with the plan. All right. If the first 15 plays are scripted and look pretty good, let's stay with that flow and mojo and try and, make sure that we're accommodating the personnel.
Yeah.
I think that seems to be a problem with the players. I think some of the players are angry because they don't feel like they're being accommodated too. As an ex-player, I think that's a cop-out. Yeah. I mean, I no offense to anybody up there on adversity and playing football, but one day I was playing defensive line, and then the next day I was handed a playbook this thick and asked to play offensive line, right. And all I did was say, yes, sir. So, yeah, man, football's hard. And I want to see some consistency and support, but then I also want to see us overcome adversity. Mm-hmm. And last week against Delaware, I think we did to a point. I mean, it's hard to judge because Delaware played hard, but I don't know how good they are. We did not overcome adversity against Georgia Tech very well. I thought we played to lose. So yeah, offensively, I just want to see the plan. The first 15 plays, because I know they're scripted 10 to 15.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that if those plays are successful, we're going back and repeating the play, setting up play action off the play, setting up a screen game up the play, setting up out audibles and transition plays off that play. So you're showing the defense one thing, and they think that they're looking at it correctly, and then you hit them with something else as it goes on. So I know that they're pumped up about this shit down in Houston. I'm on the phone right now trying to get Vic on. He's going to be at the game tomorrow, or he'll be at the game tomorrow night. So we'll see if he can come on tomorrow before and do a little preview for us, because he's from down there. So
yeah, that'd be huge.
That's Lawrence Vickers and Ewu's hood down there. So I want to make sure that they're getting a little bit of love. But we'll see if he can come on tomorrow. The main thing with me is, regardless of who plays quarterback, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't care. It shouldn't matter. Let's be real. Let's just take a second here. It shouldn't matter who plays quarterback for this football team. And the reason I say that is because I was sold this bag of goods, and all of us were, that we're way better as a team this year than we have been in the past. And we don't need Shador and Travis and Jimmy Horn and Wester to save us.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because we have a much better offensive line. We're deeper at receiver. We're deeper at running back. We're deep at quarterback, apparently, and obviously. So instead of which quarterback can give us the best chance to win, I look at all of Colorado Buffalo Nation, prime sexuals, everyone, because we're all in this together, and this is something I want everybody to remember. It shouldn't matter. The most important person on that offense is Jordan Seaton. As long as he plays left tackle and he's healthy, we should be able to throw the football and run the football, period. Because every single team I've ever been on or played against where the left tackle is elite, that team is good, period. And even with the exception of the Cleveland fucking Browns and Joe Thomas, okay?
Who we're talking about today, by the way.
I feel bad for Joe. Yeah. So I just think that this team has the pieces. If the coaching staff and Pat and Leftwich and everybody else, which I think they're going to do, play into the strengths of the team, awesome. And that, I don't care who the quarterback is. Everybody at this point, you're just going to have to play the game plan that's put in front of you. And if you can't do the job, the other guy behind you is going to get the opportunity to do so. They are not going to cater to the athlete. The athlete is going to have to change to the system. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I just want to see some consistency. If we have to consistently throw the ball for checkdowns and 7-yard gains, and that's what they're giving us, and Staub is 30 completions and he's 30 for 42 and they're for 5 yards a catch, but it works, I'm with that. If we can throw the ball down the field and attack the seams, and Atkins is the biggest threat tomorrow night, and see if these linebackers and rovers can cover in space in the middle of the field, I'm with that. If Sincere has a huge matchup advantage, being 6'10",
she probably will, by the way.
Which she probably will be. If we want to get him the ball 15 times and go AJ Green on someone's ass in college, I'm with that. If we want to run the ball 50 times and we can get 4 yards of carry and lean on our big O line and take a game on the road at Houston, I'm with that. I want to see us do something really well rather than a bunch of shit average. And I want to see one guy play quarterback on Friday night. I don't really care who it is. I just want that one guy to know he's the guy tonight. And if you fuck up, you're still the guy, with the exception of like a Nathan Peterman first start ever, where he threw like 7 picks
in the first half. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
With that being the exception to the rule, whoever starts this game should finish this game. They should not leave the field. And if things go the way that we want them to go, then he should be the starter for the Wyoming game. And if you want to play this like musical chair shit at Wyoming too, cool. Wyoming is an exhibition game. No, that's the way they're looking at this, dog. They're looking at it like it's an exhibition game. And honestly, if we can't beat Wyoming Cowboys, no offense to Wyoming, I love what they're doing up there. They're a tough-nosed, hard football team. They recruit a bunch of kids in Denver. There's a bunch of Colorado kids on that team. But at the University of Colorado, we don't lose to the fucking Wyoming Cowboys, ever. So if Wyoming wants to come in and with their ones, our threes should be able to match them and beat them. And we're going to play them with our ones. We're just going to rotate quarterbacks and other positions. We'll see. So, yeah, man, offensively, I just want to see some consistency, some continuity, a little bit of communication, all right? And then I want to see everybody go have fun. I'm tired of watching offensive players at the University of Colorado look like they have a pussy on their face on TV. If you're not in the game, I don't need you to sit on the sideline and pout. I need you to help. If you're not starting, I don't need you to whine and mope and sit on the sideline and have your team getting angry about social media and posts and shit. I need you to contribute in any way, shape, or form. I need whoever's backing up the starter this week, whomever that is, which I'm pretty sure it's 16. I need you to be ready to play like you are starting. The same example that Staub just gave you of him being ready to play is what you need to do if you're Juju and Salter and you don't start. So be ready to play because he could easily go down. This is football. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm not going to sit here and talk about specific players or whatnot. Maybe you see one back get all the work. We'll see. But, this is a big offensive line game. Yeah. Every road game is a big offensive line game, bro. Like this, the big, huge physical offensive line that has 3 coaches, I need them to go assert their will and beat the shit out of stuff. I want nothing more than to come on Monday and say, did you see the way that offensive line beat the shit out of Houston?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I want to say. So we'll see.
We'll see. And no matter who's the quarterback, it starts up front. Jordan Seaton, that offensive line, Xavier Hill, McGill, they all got to go set the tone quick. Like you said, Matt, I want Colorado to stick with something. Like I said, we still haven't really found their offensive identity yet. I want them to find that. I want them to stick with something, whether that's leaning into the run game, air raid, whoever the fuck. If whoever your quarterback is, rock with them. It sounds like it's going to be Caden Salter. We don't know yet, though. So whoever your quarterback is, you got to rock with them, even if they make a mistake, unless, like Matt, like you mentioned, a Nathan Peterman situation where you got to pull them. Rock with them through the mistakes and ride with them because that's your guy. And if you keep pulling guys, it's going to just create that, you know how it is when you keep pulling quarterbacks, it creates dysfunction and not like there's no trust between the quarterback. He's always going to feel like the next mistake he makes, he's going to get plucked. So that's what I like to see from them offensively. Go ahead.
I don't know how you build an offense and you build consistency if every time you make a mistake, you get ganked.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I agree.
Bro, it's football's hard. You fuck up sometimes. Okay, it's shit moving fast, and missed assignments are mental mistakes. But again, it does happen. Just making mistakes is going to happen. You fuck up full speed. Let's fuck up going for the throat, not being on our knees. So it's important that everybody understands that. And honestly, if the quarterbacks are going to have that short of a leash, everybody on offense needs to. That's the way you even it out. Look, we're going to move quarterbacks in and out left and right because they're not playing up to snuff or they're not showing us what we want to see. So we're going to do that with the center position. We're going to do that with right guard. We're going to do that with tight end. We're going to do that with running back. We're doing that with everybody until we find the guys that can actually help us win conference games. That said, this is a conference game, so maybe we just need to roll and see if we can win a game against a no-offense team that was on the bottom of the Big 12 last year that I'd like to think last year's team mops up, but they're not the same. They got a lot of transfers in, but they have a lot of hurt guys. But so do we. So it's give and take here, bro. This game is a toss-up, and I'm nervous about it, but I was nervous against Delaware, so I'm just a nervous Nelly when it comes to the Buffs.
Let's go to the defensive side of the ball, Matt. Houston's got Connor Wegeman. They're starting running backs out, so they'll be running with their backup, Dean Connors, at running back. So that'll be interesting to see how their run game looks like. I'm excited to see Colorado's defense. Is a huge test for them. I think it's more of polishing the issues that they have rather than finding an identity per se. But, Matt, what are Colorado's keys to victory on defense? What do they got to do to shut down Houston and Wegeman?
Control the line of scrimmage, and I'm concerned about that because we've got defensive linemen out and we're playing a rookie. Although Swain, I think, is better than the two veterans, even though they're much bigger than he is. He just plays harder. He's got more shift. He's got more hips. You know, one of the best defensive linemen I've ever seen play at CU is Mustafa Johnson, who's still up in Montreal. Just got a huge deal with the Alouettes to stay up there. He's destroying the Canadian Football League. That's the kind of guy that pulls a Cameron Wake. And if you don't know anything about Cameron Wake, he played for like 8 fucking years in Canada before he got an opportunity in the league, and then played for another 10 or so in the league.
Yep.
And is almost 100 sack guy. So, you know, it just keep swinging the hammer. I think Swain can be that kind of guy. He can be a fucking Mustafa Johnson, George Hippolyte. If you know anything about George, he was a little undersized, really good player at 3 technique. And we got to have it. And if it's a freshman doing it, then damn it, drop those nuts on the table, baby, and let's go to work. All right? Because the two big kids on the team that you think should be the 3 and the 1 and literally manhandle everyone are Branch and Otis. And we'll put it like this. As a guy who played 3 technique there, I'm offended at the effort at times. It offends me. And if you want to have that conversation with me, I got plenty of film watching me chase motherfuckers all over the field, so I don't want to hear shit about it.
No, plenty of highlight tapes, man, of you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You ain't lying.
But as an offensive player, if I got to play against guys like Branch and Otis, they would fucking hate me for the rest of my life. Because I'm not going to stop playing hard, and I'm going to start talking when you stand up, and I'm going to put you on the ground, and I'm going to do dirty shit on top of it. And that's how you got to go after them. In the 2 games that I've seen, they get pushed around. Delaware pushed them around. Georgia Tech beat the shit out of both of them. Like shoulder, the postman's on the shoulder, the drive man's on the hip, and they are getting moved.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I saw Swain get moved in the run game a couple of times trying to play 2, doing some rookie shit. But I also saw him taking the inside gaps and making plays in the backfield. So I'm not worried about the secondary. I'm not worried about the linebacker core in this game at all. They're still trying to figure out what they're doing at linebacker. You know, they're still trying to figure out what they're doing in the secondary. I mean, shit. I want to see better tackling out of those 2 groups, but I'm not worried about them with the personnel they're going to play against. I need to see the defensive line play like they're being coached by Damato Pecco and fucking Warren Sapp. Like, boys, you're making your coaches look bad.
Yeah.
And if you're like, this is the problem with the transfer portal. Like, let's be real. Otis isn't going to play. He's out. He's doubtful. That means you ain't playing. Yeah. It's hard to find these guys. I get it. Okay. I was at a time at CU where I was really lucky to watch guys, you know, like throughout my playing when I was growing up, watching, you know, Joel Steed and watching Shannon Clavel and watching Hicks and watching Ryan Olson and watching these bad motherfuckers come up in front of me. And then when I got there, playing with Bannon and Brayton and then me and then, you know, the gets past to George and then Mustafa. We haven't had a fucking guy like that in a while. Yeah. We need one bad. Like, this defense requires a big dick 3 technique. And like Warren Sapp is the best 3 technique maybe that's ever played the game, ever. And I wish that the guys who look like Tarzan would play like the fucking warrior that they're supposed to be instead of out there fucking around like Jane. So I got to see it, bro. I've got to see it. And at this point, I'm calling it out. Like, are we going to get anybody that plays 3 technique on this football team to actually go play 3 technique on this football team?
Bingo. And I think it's a huge game for Arden Walker. I mean, Matt, you mentioned where his father's from and stuff. I think it's a massive game for him. Sammy Sachs is out for this game. We haven't seen Lightfoot.
He's been hurt forever. What's wrong with that guy?
I'm not too sure. Lightfoot's still out. We still haven't seen him at all. I think he's going to be a big issue on the defensive line for Colorado. I can't wait to see him, the Fresno transfer. But a huge test ahead for Colorado and their defensive line against Houston. I've seen all kinds of comments about Dean Connor, the running back Houston's got in the chat. That's going to be a hell of a time. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow night. But huge test for Colorado's defense. Coach Livingston, like you mentioned, the linebacking core. I'm interested to see how French looks. I mean, he seemed to make a play every single game. Hughes leading and tackling last week, so it's something to watch. And the linebacker core, I really have no concerns about the secondary, though, going to your point.
Neither do I. Look, if the secondary needs to play great. We need some turnovers. Other than a couple forced fumbles, like they haven't really McKinley got his hand on the ball in the third drive of the Georgia Tech game. Other than that, it's been pretty silent. I will say this. Rozga, who's watching again, obviously, because he's the shit. And the captain of Grip, there's no heart and there sure ain't no dog on the defense. Now, I'm just going to say this. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. We need to find that guy who everybody's a little afraid of. And I'm happy to say that was me. Mm-hmm. If you didn't do your job, I'm the only senior on the defense in 04. I've started about 40 games. I got a Big 12 title ring. If you don't do your job, I'm going to fuck you up mentally bad. I'm going to call you out in front of everybody, and then I'm going to go do the job you said you couldn't do. And I'm going to go show you what it looks like to run to the football and what 11 fucking wild dogs that all care about each other can do together. Okay, now that's what I want to focus on here. When you're a mercenary, you don't know anything about the history, nor do you care. And I understand that this generation doesn't give a fuck about history. But knowing the history of the three technique position at the University of Colorado, and like Alfred Williams being my favorite player ever, I know he's an outside linebacker, but still. And having a standard when I walked into that place, knowing that if I don't play to a certain level, I'm not going to play behind guys like Bannon and Brayton and all these other fucking cats that we had. Not only that, but I know that Ryan Olsen watches, and Hicks watches, and Shannon Clavell watches, and Steve watches, and Alfred watches, and Canavis watches, and Steve Brosca watches, and it means something.
Yep.
It means something. It's not the NFL. The NFL is if you're smart enough to understand the situation you're in, you can go make a lot of money and maybe go to the Hall of Fame and be that guy. College football is about the brotherhood and who you're out there with. And then the other guys that are watching you going, you know what? That bad motherfucker right there could have played when we played.
Yeah.
That guy could have played with us instead of like, these sorry motherfuckers couldn't hold our jock straps. Now, I don't think we're there yet with this group, but I don't think any of them could play on the defenses I played on.
Yeah.
Other than Arden Walker up front, based on what I've seen in the first 2 weeks, I'm sorry. We don't have room for you. So that I need to see the defense take something personal. And if it has to be my voice that motivates you, then God damn it, listen, because I'm talking. And I also have a lot that backs it up. So I want to see you be successful. I want to see you take the coaching of two of the best defensive linemen I've ever seen. Okay. Pecco is an unbelievable one technique. All right. Unfucking believable nose tackle. Except the best three technique maybe that's ever played. And that's a long but short list. Okay.
Yes.
So just buy into who you say you are. Quit acting like getting coached by Sapp and Pecco is cool and start fucking maximizing the reps you get from them so they can pick up the phone to the NFL guys and go, he's just like me, instead of, man, I can't get this kid to think like me or act like me or do anything. Hey, he looks like the fucking monster, but mentally he's a cripple, because that's what it's going to be if you don't get your head out of your ass and play fucking defense tackle correctly. The Houston offensive line is susceptible to getting thumped. They are not a great unit, okay? Jake Wiley, one of my guys, started for them every game last year. He's now into the workforce, and that's what happened. A 5-year player. Great kid, went to fucking Eagle Crest High School down here with Bear Miller and Brayton and all these other freaks, right? All guys that all wanted to go play. And it would be the first one to tell you that that's their weak point. So, it's an opportunity here to go into Houston and beat the shit out of these people. Yeah. It is not an opportunity to go to Houston and be in a fucking 3-point game in the fourth quarter where we're trailing and everyone's freaking out. We're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? This needs to be a fucking mop up for CU.
Yeah, it does.
It needs to be. I'm not saying it's going to be. It needs to be.
It needs to be. Colorado needs to set the tone on both sides of the football. And I don't know if you could have said it better, Matt. I see Steve Roska in the chat right now.
Jail don't scare me, homie. I've been to jail several times.
Steve Roskin in the chat says, called out right now. I want to see 11 around the ball every single play. Yeah,
Every
that's
play.
what it requires, yeah.
That's what and I know us old heads, like the younger generation, doesn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it either when I understood the history because I knew I wanted to play there my whole life, and I was a fucking fan first. But I didn't, when guys used to come in that were old heads and be like, hey, this is going to be over like this. You're going to be a freshman, and then you're going to be on senior day, and then you're going to be old. Well, that shit happens fast.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, I'm still a college and NFL football player.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, I'm an old fat guy who just fucking tried to walk down the stairs. My knees popping and shit, hurts like hell. It passes you. So you got to take advantage of the opportunities when they come. And there's a huge one on Friday night in front of a national TV audience. If you go out there and put it on Houston, I'm number one. Houston is a fucking hotbed for recruiting. You want to talk about athletes and guys who can fucking play. Holy nuts, bro. Some of the best players I ever played with were from that fucking area.
Let me say, go look at Willie Fritz's roster. How many of them?
It's like Houston.
I was like, holy shit, really? Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And Vickers is from the fucking ward in Houston. Brian Ewu, who said a whole fucking 6 words in his entire life, but is one of my fucking best friends. He's from Houston. He'd be like, what's up, Woo? You gonna knock someone out today? Okay, just don't hit me. So we were in practice one day when I was a senior and he was a junior, and Sam Wilder's playing tackle. Fucking Sam Wilder's a legend. Mm-hmm. And Sam pulls outside on Gator, and he doesn't see you coming, and you could hear it from 2 fields away. It was like whop, and fucking Sam just went flying. Sam's 6'6", 325 at the time, and he got up, and Ewu hit him so hard in the upper arm that he literally, his hand and arm was numb for 3 hours, bro. They thought that he had nerve damage and shit.
Jeez.
It just he couldn't move his arm for 3 days, and we're have to go play Texas and shit. And I'm like, God damn, Woo. But Houston and Texas as a whole they just care about football there.
Yeah.
And there's better football players there, period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So you want the king of Texas, Prime, to be able to go back to Texas. And we go twice, right? We play at Houston. We play at TCU.
Yeah.
So go mop up Houston in Houston, bag yourself a couple badass Houston players. And then 3 or 4 weeks from now, go to fucking Fort Worth, return to the scene of the crime, and go whip that ass and mop up a couple of Fort Worth, Dallas guys. So, yeah, I think that opportunity is a knocking.
100%. And let's it's perfect.
And there's a ton of guys from Texas on the roster already. So all those guys going home, you don't want to play shitting in front of your family.
100%. Let's stick on this recruiting train, Matt. Perfect segue here, but we're going to talk Colorado recruiting here. Cherry Creek 2026 Michigan State linebacker commit Braylon Hodge visited Colorado over the weekend, saying, "I've always dreamed of playing for CU." Now, Matt, I think you're pretty familiar, may have an understanding of the situation. What? I've always dream of playing for CU. You're a Michigan State commit. That's an interesting statement, to say the least. What are your thoughts?
Well, CU probably got involved with him late if he's already committed to Michigan State. And that's a problem, in my opinion, that they have. Still haven't offered Roper yet.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I think that this kid can play. Cherry Creek's got a ton of players. They need to look at the fucking running back there, Cromwell, who's a kid that I know very well and was on the 8th grade team for Nick, who's the best running back in Colorado. He's only a sophomore. He's a fucking animal, Elijah Cromwell. He needs to get offered immediately. But look, this kid can play. The question's going to be, when you get to CU, can you cover? Because you're in the Big 12 and linebackers in the Big 12. You hear linebacker and you think Ray Lewis, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
I hear college linebacker and I think, personally, bigger safeties.
Yeah, like a like a Patrick Queen kind of is like the new in my head. Like I think of the most. I don't know.
Like
there's several guys.
They're looking if they could find 50 Kyle Hamiltons, you would have like he's a fucking unicorn, I know, but he's a safety linebacker.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to find those guys everywhere. Even in the NFL, like most teams have one traditional linebacker. Like the Broncos, they couldn't, like Greenlaw didn't play because he's always hurt, unfortunately. But Alex Singleton was back. There's your traditional Mike. Yeah. But then the guy who played next to him is Justin Stannard, who I'm pretty sure played fucking safety in college and could probably play safety now. You know what I'm saying? Like they're looking for that hybrid player, and this kid is a really good fit as a hybrid safety linebacker type. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's probably not tall enough or long enough or has the desire to put his hand in the ground and move to defensive end. The natural progression for defensive players is like safety to linebacker, linebacker to defensive end to three technique to one technique to guard. I did the defensive end to three technique to one technique to guard thing. Okay. But a lot of really good players did the safety to linebacker.
Sure.
A lot of really good players did linebacker to defensive end. So at 6'3", 212, I'd like to think that he's safety to linebacker rather linebacker to defensive end. But again, he's committed to Michigan State right now, not Colorado. So let's see if they can flip him.
Well, certainly I've always dreamed of playing for CU. You go and visit Colorado as a Michigan State commit. I thought that was a 2025 headline if I've ever seen it. But I think Colorado's certainly in good graces with them, at least right now. Coach Hart recruiting out in your backyard at Cherry Creek. This kid's 6'3", 212. So I don't know if you'll see him put his hand in the dirt or run to your traditional cover linebacker like you want to. But I think Colorado's at least recruiting in their backyard at the linebacker position, and we'll see if it ends up working out for them, stealing a commit from Jonathan Smith and Michigan State. Matt, on the other side here, we're going to take a brief commercial. On the other side, we're going to dive into all things NFL and college football betting here. Chat's asking for some picks, and we will deliver it to you, brought to you by FanDuel here. We also address the Charlie Kirk assassination, unfortunate events that happened with that. We're going to address that in totality at length, and we got some truth bombs to drop, so stay tuned for that. We're also going to address Shedeur Sanders, Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland reporter and radio host, came out and said some interesting things about Shedeur Sanders, and there's a lot of people upset with them. We're going to discuss that, preview Thursday Night Football, and all that. If you're watching, hit that like button, subscribe. Become a member of the Dudja family for only $2.99. The super chat and subs are open, so if you'd like to leave a donation, help the show grow, go ahead and leave a donation. But we'll see you guys in 2 minutes, folks. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass, pro, and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
Matt, we're back in the building. If you're watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member. Colorado takes on Houston tomorrow. We'll continue to discuss that. NFL picks, college football picks, Shedeur Sanders, so much more. But we're going to address the Charlie Kirk assassination. I mean, Matt, when I saw that, my jaw dropped. That was, whew, shit. It is really sad that this is where our country's at. It's really sad that this is what we have to discuss. It's unfortunate that I thought I thought he had such a great platform and what he built with Turning Point, open dialogue and discussion. You ain't got to agree with the cat by any means, but I thought the platform that he, built was such a, one unique, but also organic. And, he went back and forth with everybody, no matter their viewpoint, whatever. And I thought it was, you cannot disagree with him, but what happened to him was fucking fucked. And that's all I can say. Matt, I'll let you take away with it. We got a couple of videos to show. The fact that, you can dive into this, the defending of the shooting and people saying, oh, it was a MAGA thing, or if in Congress, Democrats are saying they don't want to be silent for, take a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. I just think this is a really sad time that we're in. Go ahead.
First of all, this is as deplorable as it gets. This is not the way you handle situations. And I didn't agree with everything Charlie said, but God damn it, at least he had the fucking courage to say it. And to try and approach and bridge the gap with the other side, which I think, and I'm just going to say this, I think both sides are a little mentally ill.
Yeah. Facts.
And being an independent and in the gray, I don't think I could ever vote left again. And I haven't been able to for years. But the more this shit keeps happening, the more I can't turn a blind eye to it. They tried to kill Trump twice, and they celebrate it. The people that are online, keep in mind his wife and 2 daughters were sitting in the front row, on top of all the other people that were there, and have to visualize this for the rest of their life, watching someone get shot. And the videos are horrific.
It's
and they're just like this piece of shit that just in the comments calling him a sexist, racist, homophobic scum. You're the problem. You're the kind of person that laughs at shit like this. There's nothing more fucking evil or vile or nothing that will make me jump to action faster than this kind of shit. I'm almost tempted and intimidated to go into public right now, because if I hear anybody say anything negative about him, I don't know if I'm going to be able to control my reaction to that stupidity. This country is flawed. It has been since its inception, but it is the best country in the world to live in. Because all of the people that hate it and hate all the rights you have, you only have the right to tell everybody you hate it so much because of the First Amendment right of freedom of speech. And now you're having people Trump's getting shot at. You're killing senators and congressmen in Minnesota. You're trying to kill him in Pennsylvania. Charlie Kirk's getting assassinated in front of thousands of people in Utah. And it was done with a high caliber bullet. It's a 30-06. Those fucking rounds are huge.
Yeah.
From 200 plus yards away. If you want to tell me that that's just some college kid, then he's been practicing, because that's a professional shot.
It is.
I have absolutely no faith in what anybody tells me online. Like, I think some of this shit is true. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This is also the 24th anniversary of 9/11. And some of the rhetoric and things I hear online and in passing about 9/11 make me want to throw up.
Yeah.
The disrespect for our service members and everything they have to go through to ensure our freedom and safety. Like it doesn't happen. People just, oh, well, you made a choice to go to the military. I hope you have PTSD. Like, you naive, narcissistic fucking cunts.
Yeah.
You understand the world you live in. It's been so cushy and so nice for you that you've decided to make the atmosphere that allows you to be the freak that you are. And I don't care if you don't like it, because I'm going to get to my point here shortly. The only reason you can be that freak that you portray, all the pronouns and bullshit and the liberal leftist fucking poison that's out there that I'm so glad my two boys don't buy into, is because you live in America, you dumb fuck.
True.
And I keep also seeing this people in this country don't get killed for their right for free speech. I'm sorry, but as a history major, I'm calling that bullshit.
Are you serious? Like, ooh.
Throughout the entire history of the world, every prophet has gotten murdered all the way back to JC. If you have anything to say, eventually someone will try and silence you. And that's what happened here. Charlie got silenced. But his movement won't be. If anything, you just radicalized everybody that was red before this. They're ultra red at this point. There's no way you can change their mind.
Yeah, seriously.
and if you defend this and you're one of these gutless fucking cowards out here that's trying to, like, dude, will you just get rid of Thomas McKay? He doesn't get to watch this show anymore. Okay, if you're one of these gutless cowards like this fuck in the comments that thinks that, like, you deserve to die because your opinion is different. Well, bro, how long, let me just ask you a question real quick. How long do you think the right is going to just sit back and take this?
They're not. Like, are you kidding me?
It's over. Did you see the fucking idiot that rolled into the crowd in Boise, Idaho and said some dumb shit and they pummeled his ass? That's going to happen everywhere. And you know what? I'm not advocating violence. It's already violent. There's nothing I can say that's going to increase or decrease the violence. They just shot Charlie Kirk in front of fucking everybody on national TV, essentially, in front of his fucking kids. They JFK'd his ass. Yeah. Whether you're Martin Luther King or you're Malcolm X, and I got a picture of Malcolm right behind me right there. He's holding a fucking gun, looking out his window, waiting for the next group of rednecks to come get him. Well, I'm sorry, but there is no black and white anymore. It's red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And the racism and all the bullshit that's pushed in that direction isn't black and white or brown or yellow or any of that. It's red and blue. And unfortunately, the media uses this and stokes it like a fire.
Yep.
Evergreen High School. I work with a bunch of kids from Evergreen. Hudson Saber, a CU kid. Went to Evergreen last year. Big E's a freshman there. I hate sending the text, hey, Willie Boatman, who I was talking to earlier, we sent to Northwestern years ago. He's from Evergreen. I don't like sending texts that say, hey, E, are you okay, bro? Do you need to talk? I know how you feel. I was in high school when Columbine happened. I was 30 miles north. I was in college when 9/11 happened. I was watching it on TV wondering, wow, this is some crazy shit. I thought it was crazy then. I never thought it would get to this point. I'm disgusted as an American.
Me too.
I'm disgusted at Americans. Right, left, gay, straight, fucking, you want to be an alphabet person, that's your choice. I don't support that shit at all. I think it's a disease, mental fucking disease. I don't care if you're family. I don't care if you're related to me. If you actually have the audacity to say anything, even remotely fucking against this man in public and I'm there, you're going to fucking hear my voice and we might be in a fight. And then we're going to see if you can back up all this fucking rhetoric that you're spewing.
Yeah.
Because I know one thing about the right. They're armed. And they're fed the fuck up with this crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see anybody trying to fucking assassinate Obama. I didn't see anybody taking pop shots at fucking old man Biden. I didn't see anybody trying to kill Kamala. But they tried to kill Donald twice, and now they're shooting Charlie Kirk in front of everybody, and you just expect everybody to just, all the conservatives in this country to just take it? And you think you can go on social media and there's not ramifications for you spewing hate speech? You stupid fucks. I thought the left was supposed to be this like all-encompassing, everybody feel good, everybody's invited, but it's not. It's not.
It's not.
I don't know where we go from here. I don't know how you heal from this. And honestly, bro, and I hate that I have to say this because I don't think people understand when they say civil war or violence really what that means. There's so many people. It's going to be real hard to determine who's who. And anger is just going to flush out every negative emotion that you can fucking gather as a human. And it's going to be pointed at whomever for whatever fucking reason. Okay? If this were to happen. But goddamn, bro, at some point, you have to fight back. Period. If you're going to watch them try and kill the president and then be told, just be cool, they're crazy. And then they're going to try and kill multiple other politicians. And now there's a bomb going off at the LA fucking county police office or police fucking station, and they killed 3 cops today. And there's a mass shooting at Evergreen High School, and there's some guy getting his head chopped off in Dallas at a fucking hotel, and Charlie Kirk's getting assassinated in front of everyone. Like, bro, you've got to protect yourself, and you've got to be ready for shit to pop off at literally any moment, bro. And I'm not telling you to go attack anyone. I'm telling you to be vigilant and protect your family and understand that crazy psycho motherfucking people who hate themselves really, really hate people that don't.
It's true.
And I don't know how to fix this. I think that the system is so broken that there's no way to really fix it. I don't think it'll ever get fixed. But I do know that there's certain things that are just right and wrong. And I don't understand how any red-blooded fucking American, which is all of you, all of us, I don't care what race you are, what creed you are, what sexual orientation you are. If you have the fucking internal makeup to go on public platforms or even behind closed doors and say, I sure am glad they got that guy. Because of his opinion's different than mine. Ha 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 ha. It's coming for the rest of you conservatives too. Or why do you care about Charlie getting shot? Kids get shot in school every day. Yeah, we know. No one wants kids to get shot in school. What, are you going to go round up everybody's guns, you simple-minded fucking idiot? Do you understand that when something is illegal and the more you try and stop it, the more it goes underground and the more accessible it is, i.e. the drug war, prohibition, everything, anything, fucking hookers. What, do you think there's no hookers around because prostitution is illegal, you fucking dummies?
Yeah.
So I as a guy who's not very religious, I'm glad that he was. Because if it's true, I know where he's at. Good for him. But you know what, dog? This is so disgusting and deplorable. And if you're as evil as some of you are, like a guy that's been following me on Twitter for fucking 10 years, maybe more, William Bonney, he says he does the show. I hope you never fucking go in the comments again. I hope I never see your punk ass. Yesterday when I posted like this is evil, the left is evil. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's come out. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's out on social. On being reported that it was a student. They found the rifle. The bullet is still, the casing is still in the rifle, and the casing had a bunch of like transgender and anti-fascist stuff written on the casing.
I don't know if they found that last part. Is I can verify. I don't know if they found
that, right?
I don't know if they found the shooter though. That's the one.
No, they didn't find the shooter. They found the rifle.
Yes, exactly.
So that's not happening. So I don't know how you can look at yourself in the mirror and say that this is a good thing in any way, shape, or form. It's like, tell you a little story. My father told me this. My father was born in 1937. Okay, he's long gone now, but you want to say a different time. That's 30 years before the Civil Rights Movement. Okay, so in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, he was from fucking Stone Mountain. I think that's what it's still called, where the fucking Confederate mural is carved into the fucking side of the hill. Okay, those losers.
Yep.
But that's where he was born. And he said he was in a coffee shop in Dallas, Texas. Okay, as a traveling salesman in 1967 1960, when they assassinated Kennedy in 1962. I think it was 1962, but whenever it was. And he said that half the coffee shop got up and started cheering. Yeah.
Wow.
We are in the same exact period of time. You know how many people celebrated Martin Luther King and Malcolm X getting assassinated? Or the Robert Kennedy, not just Jack, but they killed his brother too. And God knows how many other activists and people that have said something that the establishment doesn't like. And the both parties are established establishments, and they have reach. And when they feel you've overreached, this is what happens. And no one is immune to it. If they can shoot at the president twice, this is what they wanted to do to Donald on national TV.
Yeah.
And everybody thought that was, there was a bunch of fucking evil motherfuckers that thought that was cool too. So this is my line in the sand, bro. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you are evil at your core, and this is okay, I want nothing to do with you. We have nothing in common. And I can't, it's better if we don't talk or see each other. Because at the core of what you believe, you're inherently fucking evil.
And this is insane right here. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But again, we are in some fucked up times, man. I mean, there is no other way to put it. And it's unfortunate that we have to discuss this, and people are going like defending. Like you couldn't have said it better. The motherfuckers on social media, they're like defending it or laughing at it. Like you're some sick fucks, bro.
You're a disgusting human being.
Yeah, I mean, my gosh, man, just sad times we're in. I hope things change, but I mean, I don't know.
And you know what? Like this right here. I hope this isn't true. You want to know why I hope it's not true? Because it is going to turn the eye straight towards every single one of them. And it is going to be nasty out here on the fucking streets. Period. And you know what? I don't know if it's time for that. I hope it never is. But God damn it, I also am of the mindset that it's intentionally being done to point the target at that group of people as well. I wouldn't put it past there because honestly, I don't really fucking believe, anything. Everything I take with a grain of salt until I can see it or it's proven to me. Everything. I can't. How can you not?
I was always taught by my trainer, my mentor, as he's in his late 60s. He taught me to question everything, and it's the reason to that, I think, for sure. But
and like it could be a group of people being scapegoated. It could be a kid who just stole his dad's hunting rifle and went and practiced and did it. It could be a kid who just stole the hunting rifle and did it. But it looked dudes up like laying down at a downward angle 200 yards plus away. Like, dog, you don't just, I know that everybody that's never shot a fucking gun and like thinks that it's like fucking like some fucking war game on PlayStation and shit. That's not the way this works. Like at that distance, you have to account for like the bullet drop. You have to account for, feet per second. It covers. You have to make sure he's wearing body armor. That's already been fucking told to everyone. He had a bulletproof vest on. So essentially, a sniper's never going to fucking go for your head or your neck. So they're saying that the bullet ricocheted off the fucking vest and hit him in the neck. So like that's professional shooter shit.
Yeah, I mean seriously, it's.
I'm very, bro. I have not been this concerned for the future of our country ever, and that includes 9/11. Because 9/11, however you want to put it with Bush and everything, like if you really think that the United States like planned to hit the towers, I'm not saying they didn't know. I'm saying they didn't plan it. Again, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna have a hard time believing that. I'm not really saying that afterwards, at least the country came together. I've never seen America more unified. It may have been unified behind George Bush and his psychotic fucking bullshit, but goddamn it, we were unified. I've never seen us more divided. Seriously. And the side that doesn't want guns and the side that doesn't, like the side that says that the other side is more violent and fucking archaic and all colonizers and all this other shit. Well, the left is the one fucking shooting at presidents and killing Charlie Kirk and going after fucking elected officials in major cities and shit. The left's the ones burning fucking cities down and, making sure that fucking drug addict pieces of shit like George Floyd are fucking represented correctly. I mean, I'm sorry, dude, but fucking wake up, man. I'm pretty sure the side doing the majority of the fucking bullshit and all the violence is the one that tries to act like the other side is the violent one. And look, this is what you need to understand. They are. The conservatives have, and the right has learned how to control their emotions to the point where they're not shooting at you. But now people feel like they need to defend themselves. Defending yourself against tyranny and psychotic fucking crazy bullshit is different than initiating it and chasing people around in the streets and beating them up because they're different. That's what the left is doing. You're shooting at people because they said something different and you didn't like it. So I'm disgusted. And I don't understand how people can defend this shit. I don't get it. And to be honest with you, it just tells me everything about you. If you're one of those people, and I don't give a fuck who it is, bro. This could be like my kin. It could be my son. The conversations I had with them were very simple. Mm-hmm. On the way to school today, because I sent you a video of a mom who said that when it happened, the teacher told the whole school that he was a bad guy. Charlie Kirk was a bad guy. So that what? He deserved it? And that's what you're teaching the kids? I told my son when you go to super liberal fucking Mount Vista down here where everything's fucking offensive and they have like litter boxes and fucking bowls for the furries and shit in the goddamn hallways. If you hear anybody talking shit about this guy, you can stand up for yourself, Nick. You don't have to fucking sit there and take it. You don't have to be afraid to say what you want to say back to this other motherfucker who obviously is not afraid and is just pushing the fucking rhetoric of hate. And I don't understand how we've gotten to this point. But you know what? At some point, the right is going to stop playing fucking nice. And I don't know what Trump's going to do about this, but he is not the guy that plays fair and nice in situations like this. He just doesn't. And I think he's personally scarred by this. There's a lot of people that really love this guy. And you can disagree with his fucking, with the way he talks and what he thinks all you want. But when it comes down to it, he was a good man who was a loving father who didn't seem like he was one of these fucking, He's not Bill Clinton. Let's be real. And I personally could see him being the president of the United States 20 years from now.
That's what I was going to say. He was on the track. Charlie was on the track. Like, this is disgusts me, man.
This generation of people, and I'm not talking about white or black. I'm talking about red or blue. To this generation of red, he is Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and John Kennedy. Period. Mm-hmm. And if I'm a Republican leader, Donald Trump needs to be guarded and behind bulletproof glass for the rest of his time in office.
Yeah.
You've got to start taking every single perceived threat as a real threat. Period. Because apparently the left has got some real unstable mental fucking people on it, on that side, that are literally out of their fucking minds and can't find a way to live in the world that is. Just no one's gonna fuck with you. The right doesn't walk around fucking just messing with people. No one cares. No one gives a fuck if you're a trans testicle and you can't figure out yourself. We're just a little confused, just like you. So this rhetoric has got to stop, but it won't. This is going to get way worse than before it gets better. And you know what? There's part of me that goes, well, the left, you reap what you sow, homie. If you really want to go down this road and poke the fucking bear over and over again, eventually the people on this side of the fence over here are going to retaliate back. And that is when shit pops off. And that is not what any of us want.
100%. Well said, Matt. Some people in the chat need to check themselves because, I mean, making jokes and laughing is unbelievable. Matt just says some real shit. So did I. And it's
and look, the people hate the truth. They hate it. And this is my opinion. And look, yeah, I vote in the middle. I voted for Obama twice, and then I voted for Trump twice. So as an American, you can convince me to vote either way. But you don't get to sit here in the chat and tell me I'm wrong because you're typing with capital letters. Again, it's anonymous accounts and like telephone tough guys. Bro, you the coward is the problem. And the more you spew this, the more of a coward you fucking sound like. At least I stand for something. You'll fall for fucking anything.
Bingo. Matt, let's get into some Thursday night football picks here. We got actually a lot of betting here to discuss before we get out of here on this fine Thursday. If you're watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member. Over 1,000 people on all platforms here. We appreciate all the support. And, fucked up times we're living in. Rest in peace to Charlie.
God, I just don't understand how the people in the comments can like actually believe what they type. But it's fine. It's fine.
It is. It's unfucking fathomable. Matt, this show is brought to you by FanDuel, and we got to discuss some betting here. Thursday night football tonight is going to be an absolute thriller. I think it's going to be a great game. Commanders head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. The Packers right now are 3.5-point favorites on FanDuel, and the total 48.5. Personally, I love the over here. I don't know. Everybody seems to be betting the under for some reason. I love the over here. I think both teams are more than capable of putting up points here. Matt, what are your thoughts on this game before we make some predictions?
Report us.
Okay.
Report us for talking about something that's pertinent.
Then we didn't do anything.
Report us, you fucking leftist piece of shit. All right, this is what I think. The over is going to hit. Okay, I think that this game there'll be a couple turnovers. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay gets a defensive touchdown some point in the game, being at home. It's a competition between Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love. Who's going to outplay the other guy? Jacobs is an absolute animal at running back for Green Bay. Washington's got like a committee of guys. Eckler didn't do a lot in the first week, but the Giants played pretty good defense, but the Commanders played great defense. Okay. Deebo Samuel got involved. He got a touchdown in the first week. I'd imagine the Commanders or the Redskins will be a lot better in week 2. I think the Packers played their asses off week 1. I'm sure they'll level out a little bit. This is a playoff game, bro. Like, let's be real. The Redskins got the Giants week 1. That's an extension of the preseason. The Packers got the Lions, who lost 2 whole games last year. That was a playoff game week 1. Well, this is a playoff game for them again week 2. So I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I'm excited to watch it. Jordan Love and Jaden Daniels are both fucking stud quarterbacks, young guys who have really figured out how to make the NFL adapt to who they are rather than, trying to fit into, square peg, round hole shit. Washington's defense is old. So, that's the oldest roster in football. Like, they're in win now mode big time. So this is the kind of game where you have to look at it and go, you beat Green Bay and you start 2-0. Well, down the road, this gives you tiebreaker situations. So you may be the 2 seed rather than the 3 seed or so on and so forth. So huge game. It's in Washington or it's at Green Bay.
Lambeau.
It's in Lambeau. So yeah, crowd's going to be rocking. I'm excited to watch it, honestly. 2 great young quarterbacks, 2 good run games, 2 good defenses. You got pass rushers all over the field. Yeah. Vaughn plays for the Redskins, so I know he's old, but I always like watching Von Miller. Bobby Wagner's old ass is one of the best middle linebackers to ever play. I love watching him play. And look, I'm interested to see what Dan Quinn does to Jordan Love, and I'm interested to see what the defensive scheme is against Jaden Daniels, because I haven't really seen a defensive scheme against this guy that works, because he's a goddamn freak. So, yeah, man, I think this game has all the potential to be probably not as high scoring as Buffalo-Baltimore, but as exciting. I don't think you're going to just get one team blowing the other one out, and I also don't think you're going to have like field goal fest where they can't fucking convert third downs and it looks shitty. I think that this is going to be a polished NFL football game, and it's going to be good on both sides, and it's probably going to come down to who doesn't turn the ball over. That said, I'll take the Packers at home. I'll take the over. I would say I think Green Bay will score a defensive touchdown, and I got Josh Jacobs scoring 2. And then on Washington's side, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be behind all night, so he's going to be throwing the fuck out of the ball. So I would take McLaurin plus 8 receptions, and I would take him throwing for 300 yards and probably 2 or 3 scores. I bet you the final is anywhere between like 34-27, 38-31, 38-34, something like that.
Yeah.
The defense for Green Bay may not be great in the game, but they're going to be great in situations. And I wouldn't be surprised if Micah Parsons gets a strip sack or it's a pick, that they take back for 6. In between the 20s, I think both defenses are going to be bend. In the 20 to red zone area, 25 in, I think that whoever breaks in that situation and doesn't fit for or hold the other team to field goals will win the football game. So I'll take Packers 38, Redskins 34. Big offensive numbers.
Yeah, I'm betting over here. It's been my pick all week. The chat's going absolutely fucking. I mean, some of you motherfuckers really got to check yourself here. We were going subscribers only. If you ain't subscribed, fuck off. I mean, seriously. But Matt, I totally with you here. I love the over here, 48.5. I really think that this game can get into certainly higher than that. I think the Commanders are certainly capable of putting up points against the Packers, and the Packers are an interesting spot here. Like you mentioned, Dan Quinn, that Commanders defense, I'm curious to see how the Commanders defense plays against the Packers, but I mean, Matt, let's discuss the spread here. 3.5. I think the Commanders are in a good spot at 3.5 here. I kind of like that on FanDuel. How you feeling about this? You hate it?
I hate 3.5.
I like the Commanders at 3.5. I'm saying I don't like the Packers. I like the Commanders to cover 3.5. It's I'll take the Commanders there.
Oh man, 3.5 is such a fucking toss-up number. It's hard to bet it. But yeah, okay. Bailey's taking 3.5. I'm more of the I'm not taking the fuck. I don't really like taking points. I'm more of a money line guy. Like
anything above 3,
either win or we lose.
Let me preface that. Like anything above 3 with the Commanders here, I think the Commanders are in a good spot to win this game. So that's why I'm like,
they could easily
bring money line too. So
Jaden Daniels is a bad motherfucker. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Hit
I will say this. Like, look, I appreciate you watching the show, but I don't think that there's any way we can come together. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then a fight, one side has to win. And right now, this is, if you don't think war's been declared, then your fucking head's in the sand, bro.
Man, well, I agree with you, man. Commanders, I like the Commanders in the spot, but really, I'm betting the over here. I really think this could be a higher scoring matchup. It's between both teams here. This could get interesting. I also like there's another game tonight, NC State, Wake Forest. Big ass freshman quarterback, NC State's got CJ Bailey. He's tall as shit now. He goes to Wake Forest. Jake Dicker's the head coach there. Got Robbie Ashford as the quarterback, and I think that's also could be a higher scoring game than people think. Everybody's betting the under there, and I'm like, I think both teams could really put up some points against each other. In-state rivalry, it's going to be a hell of a game there out there in Winston-Salem. Going to be a good game there. We'll also discuss other picks here later in the weekend. I think kind of one of our more lock picks that we discussed for the week was Tulsa money line against Oklahoma State. I don't know. Mike Gundy seems to have really that program seems to be really struggling, Matt. And I don't know if Mike.
I will say this: they made a good decision today, offering Phoenix Jenkins.
Oh yeah, so I didn't even see that. Shout out to Phoenix.
Huge. Got his 8th offer, but his first Power 4.
That's huge.
Now that he's gotten the first Power 4, it'll only take off. Phoenix is a big junior down at Blank, great kid. And it's just I'm looking at this group, and they're good. This is a good ass group, and I love it when my guys have success. So that's why we work so fucking hard. So
shout out to Phoenix.
Hey man, if you're a parent or a kid out there and you're trying to just wait around for them to find you, in the information age, ignorance is a choice, and you're making an ignorant choice. So the longer you wait, the less opportunity you'll have, and that goes for every position. My guys not only find more opportunity, get more opportunity, but I do not allow them to walk out empty-handed. In the age of getting paid for your profession, I make sure that my guys get their money. And I know that's going to piss some people off in the chat. It's not your fucking money. I don't know why you're so upset about people making money. Other than you probably, if I sent you some money, you'd probably be pumped. But you got to do something to earn this money. This isn't a fucking welfare program. So, I'm really proud of my guys. And now, that when you get that Power 4, you can really start talking about, opportunities to change your life. Like Phoenix lives with his grandma, and his mom has health issues. And I know that he's playing for more than just a scholarship. He's playing to change the trajectory of his family's future, and he can do it. And he's motivated too, and he's smart, and he really gives a shit, and he's a hard worker, and that's all I need. And it's worked for him just like it works for so many other cats. So I am pumped that Phoenix Jenkins got Oklahoma State. Another kid that CU needs to offer immediately. I don't know what you're waiting for, but Phoenix and Jackson will be up there for the Wyoming game with me. Nick will be up there. Davis Moon will be up there. The Great Wall of Chang will be up there. They're both offered by Syracuse. I doubt we can recruit Reese Russell still, and I don't think we really have a chance with some of the other guys, but you never know. CU gets first crack at everybody. What they do with the information is their choice.
100%. But 6-0 Academy on Twitter. Get at Matt, the man, college football recruiting. Need I say more? Need we say more there, Matt? I feel like on this show we're gonna have we've been discussing all kinds of picks. We got Tulsa money line here. We're gonna kind of do a little show picks here. I'll write them down. We already got Tulsa, but Matt, you ever hear these players that come out and talk about
Glitter? Rosga.
What?
Is this for real?
Is this serious? Hold on. Whoa. We'll address the picks.
First of all, the younger Matt, glitter is a fucking bad. Glitter's bad. You can't get glitter off anywhere, bro. It's bad news. Younger Matt knows this. But shit, I wouldn't be surprised with how bad his drip was. I wouldn't be surprised if he was fucking pouring glitter all over himself too.
Steve, wherever you saw that, DM me. I want to see that because we might have to discuss that tomorrow. But Matt, you ever heard like a player talk about like a spread or like you better to take the over or whatever, and then they're like either get their ass whooped or it goes completely wrong?
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the time when players talk shit publicly, it goes the other direction.
Well,
unless you're Joe Namath or some shit.
Jerry Jeudy, Cleveland Browns wide receiver. Joe Flacco at the quarterback position. We'll discuss the Shedeur Sanders situation tomorrow. But Jerry Jeudy came out and he's got an issue with the Browns being 10.5-point, now 11.5-point underdogs to the Baltimore Ravens. Take a listen.
Baltimore secondary, a lot of notable names back there. Just what are the challenges that presents to you guys as receiving?
No challenges.
Where's your shirt, dog?
The fact that you guys are 10.5-point underdogs for this game. And
Jerry Jeudy's got this test.
Really outplayed the Bengals except for that 1 point.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that you're going into Baltimore as 10.5-point
I feel like it's cold in here.
That's disrespectful. By the end of the day, they if they think Baltimore could beat us like that, we're gonna have to prove them another thing. We got to do our job and do our best to win the game.
First off, interesting question by the reporter to an active player about gambling spreads. Again, interesting reporting question. But
I mean, he's a good player. I don't know if he's a heck of a player.
Okay, but he's their starting. He's their best wideout probably. Anyway, with that said, Matt, give me Baltimore. You get them 11.5 on FanDuel. I mean, shoot.
Are they at home?
And at home against Cleveland, I think one game is close between them every year, and one game's a blowout. I think with Baltimore at home, they're gonna blow them out. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that Baltimore at home I think they're gonna fucking murder them. Yes, especially with this bullshit that they're talking, and the fact that they just blew a 15-point lead with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to Josh Allen. And okay, Cleveland, you want to know what Jerry Jeudy doesn't do? Play defense for the Browns. You know who plays offense for the fucking Ravens? Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And should I name the rest of them? Like, they're real good. So all Jerry Jeudy did was write a fucking check that he can't even try and cash because he doesn't play defense. So you better go score 38 points when it ain't happening. Baltimore already gave up 41. They're going to be in shit stew all week with Harbaugh in the DC. But they're not going to allow that. So the home opener, I don't know if they're going to beat them by 11.5. But I would bet that both sides play really well and Baltimore gets a big win.
Do you want to add it to our picks with Tulsa of the week? Because I think we're going to, we might add a couple.
I mean, I'm definitely taking the Ravens money line.
All right, so we got Tulsa against Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State, and then we got the Ravens 11.5 against the Cleveland Browns.
No, I'm not taking the points. I'm just taking money line.
All right, well then we'll go Ravens money line. I think they win by 2 touchdowns at least at home.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
After the way they lost last week. Shoot. And I'm like, there's a lot of people betting Cleveland. There's a lot of money on Baltimore. So do with that information as you'd like.
I think the Jets are going to upset the Bills.
Whoa. I mean, let's talk about that. Why? What makes you say that?
They're at home. They came off a really close fucking loss. Buffalo came back. It's just, just one of those division games where I just have a feeling like it's not going to mean shit for the entirety of the year. Buffalo's not going undefeated, and the Jets aren't going to win more than 7 games. So they got to beat somebody at some point. I just think they get Buffalo this time.
Didn't they beat Buffalo at home a couple years
last year?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly
they give Buffalo a really hard time in the Meadowlands.
Yeah, I was gonna say
those division games are usually really close and toss-ups. So
well, they're 6.5-point favorites. The Bills are on the road. I mean, I would love the Jets 6.5, 7 by the hook. I mean, shoot, I love the Jets in that spot, especially after I think their defense can certainly work on some stuff, but the offense, they run the football like that. Justin Fields at least is efficient and manages the game. I think they're going to be just fine, but we'll see. At 7 points, I think Bills certainly still win that game. I don't know if the Jets can pull that off, but I think it'll be a close one for sure. 7 points is a lot, especially for a divisional game like that with two teams that are obviously the Bills are formidable. The Jets are what they are. So either way, I like the Jets there, plus 7. But we can dive into that game more tomorrow. But I mean, happy picking tonight. I like the over in the Commanders game, the over in the NC State game, and it's going to be a hell of a night of football here If you guys are watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member. We'll be back tomorrow to dive in, really preview on top of it, and just make our predictions for Colorado versus Houston. Games tomorrow night. May plan a watch party or something. We'll see. But pound the like button, subscribe, become a member. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Remember that a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A brave man only dies once. And we need more people that are willing to put the money where the mouth is. And that's what Charlie Kirk did. And I feel awful about what happened. And I hope that we can heal as a country. But I also think that this is a big time fork in the road. So we will see what happens. And, it's 24th anniversary of 9/11. And we can't forget that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the people that died that day. It's just a lot of self-reflection. If you have any heart or brain inside of your fucking body, this is a day of self-reflection. And each individual can do better so everybody can. Or we can go the other route. And that's not a route that everybody wants to take. It's not going to be fun. And, it's not something that will happen on some distant battlefield. It'll be in your fucking backyards between your neighbors and your families and your friends. And it will be disgusting. And it won't be like a fucking TV show. And there will be no quarter. So just be careful what you wish for. Because karma's a motherfucker. And the more you think about shit, the more it gets played into reality. So really hope we can make some changes, but I guess we'll see.
Sad times we're living in, man. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Fucked up times we're in. And to the people that defend it, you guys are some sick people. You're evil. Protect yourself, and karma is a motherfucker. Great show on this fine Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow previewing Colorado versus Houston, diving into all things NFL and college football betting, as the show is brought to you by FanDuel, Game Time, and brought to you by the Believe Network. Pound the like button, subscribe, become a member, and enjoy your Thursday.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time. Encourage you to do. Learn something new every single day. Focus on what it means to be a good person and a person of strong character, especially when you get into the world of trying to be around social approval. Courage is what's missing in our country. We have a courage crisis right now. Moral courage is the most necessary yet absent characteristic in men. Aristotle said that courage is the ultimate virtue. Without it, there are no other virtues. Think about that. And so at age 13, I want you to commit yourself to a life of courage. Courage is doing the right thing when you don't know how it's going to work out. Courage is committing yourself to the correct course of action, regardless of the cost associated to it.
Everybody have a good day.
Have a great day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.